Hi guys, thank you for watching my channel. Today we're going to be talking about Pluto in the ninth house. So what is Pluto? Pluto is the parts of us that is about our deepest transformation. It's our primal wounds. It's how we regenerate after we have been stripped of things that are no longer necessary in our being or in the way that we view things. It is passion, it is intensity, it is jealousy, obsession, it is control, it is the urge to penetrate to the core of experience, it is being in limbo, paranoia, other people's resources. This is also an unconscious part of ourselves. So unless we are aware, doing astrology or spirituality, we're usually not aware of how Pluto is operating in our lives. What is the ninth house? The ninth house is our higher mind, abstraction, and our intuitive process. It's how we find significance in life. It is religion, philosophy. It gives us purpose. It's the reason why we're alive. This is kind of like, it's how we conceive life as a journey and where we find meaning through the process and unfolding of life itself. This is the right brain that we use, whereas the third house is more of a left brain where we look for facts. The ninth house is where we kind of on a large scale can put together the connectedness of everything and find significance there. Kind of like an astronaut were to go to space and look at the earth and just be like, oh my gosh, look how small we are, look at how big and vast and infinite this universe is. This is the ninth house. The ninth house is also long distance travels, other cultures and languages. It is our in-laws. It is higher courts, such as the Supreme Court. It is kind of our relationship to the collective as a whole, whereas the third house is I think, the ninth house is we think. Pluto in the ninth house, you are someone who seeks the truth and for a deeper meaning in life. You are someone who is not into superficiality when it comes to religion, spirituality, or philosophy. This may have manifested where, as you were growing up, you never really accepted what your family believed in, and you may have felt misunderstood. And early on, this set you off on a path of a deep exploration of the philosophies of life and of this world. You knew that deep down you needed to find a truth that was your own and that didn't belong to anyone else, and you were a very brave soul and you weren't afraid to go out and look for that truth. Your belief system can be a point of obsession for you, almost as if your own survival depended on finding true meaning in life and abiding by those rules or whatever it is that your belief means to you. Throughout your life, your belief system will be a source of major transformation and kind of extremes where you may put your heart and soul into one belief system, and due to events in your life, that belief system may collapse, which could, be very disheartening. It could break your heart. It could throw you into a depression. However, with Pluto and transformation, it's then that you're able to regenerate, renew, and seek again to go find another truth that is meaningful to you. And this is something that you will be successful in. Because your belief system is so important to you, there may be a fear where if someone were to contradict what you believe, then that would cause you to have to question what you believe. and you may aggressively deny others' opinions about this or shut down their ideas in order to protect your own. Although Sagittarius is very flexible, as well as Jupiter in the 9th house, this is a house of kind of expansion. Pluto is not always flexible, so with Pluto in this house, it could make you stubborn when it comes to your belief systems and being open-minded when it comes to accepting other people's ideas when they differ from your own. You could be someone who may control others in your life, what they believe, or someone who looks to convert believers to your cause and belief system. You may also struggle with fanaticism and taking your beliefs to very extreme levels. In some circumstances with Pluto in the 9th house, this is where you might actually struggle with finding meaning and purpose in life, where you may avoid religion, philosophy, or spirituality, and avoid it due to a fear of that there really is no meaning in life. You know, you see lots of suffering in the world, and you question why that would be allowed to happen. Although in some cases, with Pluto in the 9th, a god or a divine figure could be the symbol of something that is kind and beautiful and kind of all-loving. There could also, with Pluto here, be a divine presence or a god of some sort that is also harsh, unforgiving, and unpleasable. So this is where you may question, you know, what is the purpose of life if we're all going to die? And this will be something that, this may be a struggle in the beginning. However, until you are able to find an awakening through the trials and tribulations that Pluto has to bring you throughout your life in order to renew and help you find meaning. Because you may suffer at times due to a lack of purpose or meaning in life, or struggling finding significance, you also have a great compassion for others in life who are suffering or that are in an oppressive situation or state of mind, and you could be someone who helps others in those situations, who can be an inspiration and who can truly empathize with their situation. With Pluto in the 9th, you are someone who loves to learn, and you will be a lifelong student. And you know, this doesn't mean that you may enjoy traditional education such as a university. It could mean that, but you may also be someone who rebels against that, where, you know, you could be someone who almost teaches that, you know, real education doesn't come from a traditional university. You may be someone who teaches life through more of a, you know, experiential type guiding or support. There may have been a teacher in your life that changed your life, that really stood out and that forever helped you become the person who you are and kind of set you off on the right path towards finding your own meaning and ideals about life. However, there could have also been a teacher who may have tried to sabotage you and treated you unfairly, and this may have given you a poor taste about education in a traditional sense, where you may have turned your back or like left school and decided not to continue your education in a traditional sense. However, you would have continued to learn, and this could have looked like learning through, you know, self-teaching, reading a book, traveling the world, experiencing other cultures. And on the other hand, you may have continued learning in a university. You may have switched majors many times, where you were for sure you were going to be a lawyer and you pursued that, and then one day you had an extreme change of heart where you were like, nope, I'm going to to study holistic health instead. With Pluto in the ninth here, we see that a lot. Either, you drop out of school because you have a bad experience, or it just doesn't feel right to you, or you continue school, but oftentimes there is a shift in focus or in your major. Another area where you may find great transformation with Pluto in the ninth is through long distance travel, as well as visiting other cultures or having other people in your life from different cultures, learning different languages. This may look like you may decide to quit your job and travel, Asia for a couple months, and then decide, okay, I want to go to India. Or you may have gone abroad during your education or, during your college years, and that was also an experience that forever changed you, kind of helped you find your own life philosophies. I keep thinking of someone who maybe, like you start a small colony in Costa Rica where, everyone grows their own vegetables and the children are taught in a kind of holistic and a different manner. This is kind of where Pluto in the ninth house, I just keep getting that image in my head. Like, that is something where maybe you change your mind about life and you decide to live more naturalistic, holistically, but that comes by visiting other cultures and seeing how other people live versus how you maybe grew up. There could also be where you marry someone from a different culture, and your in-laws, either maybe if they are from a different culture, you could take on some of their belief systems or cultural traditions, and this is something that also profoundly transforms you in some way. Or even if they are of the same culture, that maybe they have a different belief system, they could also drastically change your point of view as well. Ultimately, Pluto in the ninth house, you are someone who will find your own power through your belief systems and adventures. You have a gift in seeing how everything is connected in a larger context of life. You are talented also in areas such as research and investigation when it comes to the validity of philosophies and belief systems. You are good at finding inconsistencies in the grand scheme of ideas and theology. So you would be someone who would be good at, you would be a very inspiring teacher who is not afraid to call out things that in a philosophy or even spirituality or religion of any kind, you're not afraid to call out outdated ideas that are really not benefiting the collective as a whole, or that really need updating. And, we all know that there are a lot of philosophies or ideas that definitely need some updating, right? So we need you, Pluto in the ninth. And, well, that is my interpretation. I hope that you guys found this meaningful. If you haven't already, please feel free to subscribe. And please also leave any comments below of any of your personal experiences with Pluto in the ninth house. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you so much. Bye.